The 2010s were an iconic decade for music, especially the early 2010s. Everything was colorful, youthful, carefree, and fun. And one woman encapsulated the essence of this time like no other. And her name is Katy Perry, when she released Teenage Dream. When this album hit the market, it was everywhere, and you literally couldn't escape it. Hits were spewing from this album every second you turn on the radio, as Katy Perry made history by becoming the second artist behind the greatest artist in the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, and first only female artist to pick up 5 #1 hits from one album. Two of the singles went diamond for selling 10 million copies. Katy Perry became a global superstar and cemented herself as one of the decade's biggest pop queens and having the most iconic album era of the decade. What she did with one album in 2 years, most artists can never achieve in decades. This era wasn't just about the magnificent songs, the videos, the performances. It was all of these things and more. It was a whole era. This era could do no wrong. If someone was to ask me what is an album that defined the 2010s, I would be lying if I didn't tell you Teenage Dream. The thing about this album is that these weren't just hits that would just go #1 and be forgettable. These were timeless classics. This album in 20, 30, 40 years would be iconic for pop music. This album was the definition of pop music, nothing more, nothing less. And I'll say it again, this is the most iconic era of the 2010s. And I know some people might say, what about 21? Now, in number terms, Adele's 21 is #1. It went #1 for longer. It spent all these weeks in the top 10 and sold more. And it's literally the #1 selling album of the decade. And it's also very iconic. But the success was more about Adele, not the era, so to speak, if you get what I'm saying. Like, she had the #1 singles and stuff like that rolling in the deep, but it just was different. Like, Adele is really not about eras. She doesn't switch it up with crazy new outfits and sounds, and that's okay. Like, everything about Adele is just the era. Like, the whole time she's been here, it's been this whole one era. And if a Swiftie tries to argue for the legendary 1989 by Taylor Swift, which is also iconic for 2010s pop music, I'm gonna have to disagree. It was phenomenal and massive, but it just doesn't compare to Teenage Dream when we talking about an era-defining body of work. She started the era off with California Girls, which went diamond and #1 on the Hot 100. The song was the perfect hit that just made you want to be a blonde white girl in LA that's just dancing and living with no cares in the world. Then, my personal favorite, the album title track, Teenage Dream. Man, it just sounds like teenage fun. Firework was the next single. It was a massive motivation track that made everybody feel good and has been certified 12 times platinum. Then we have E.T. with Kanye West. Then the next single was Last Friday Night, which the video was inspired by 16 Candles, and another hit came with The One That Got Away. Then she just kept going when she released The Complete Confection, which contained the top 2 hit singles, Part of Me and Wide Awake. I can go on and on and on about the diamond singles and #1s and the numbers and all that. But this album obviously had. It was crazy. But that's not the only thing worth mentioning that made this era iconic. Katy Perry built the world around Teenage Dream. A world of candy, rainbows, fun, youth, partying, love, and camp. Everything was so camp. Katy was so camp that even Vogue dubbed her the Queen of Camp. Her style was so carefree and fun. Seeing Katy with whipped cream come out of her boobs while she rocked purple hair was nothing for the average TV watcher in the 2010s. Her style was somewhat bad, but it was ironically good, if you get what I'm saying. It was so anti-serious, playful, exaggerated, artificial. It was just Katy. Katy was just this young, fun, all around the way girl that was this quirky superstar that we couldn't get enough of. She yanked us into this fantasy world that she thrived in and we didn't let go. This album was about escapism, escaping the pain, stress, and tribulations and just enjoying life as a young person. Having 8 huge hits in one era it's impeccable, y'all. I couldn't even get the words out. I don't think y'all understand how powerful that is. Katy served us radio-friendly hits, and that's one of the reasons why this era was so huge. In the 2010s, we didn't have Spotify, Apple Music, or TikTok to find our new favorite song. We had the radio to find our new song, and Katy was blasted everywhere on it, allowing everyone in the country to share the experience of witnessing Teenage Dream. Pure pop music. This is the pop Bible. The new pop girls, they could try to give us an era like this, but it just won't happen. Katy was just too iconic, man. It was a time. Like, it can't be replicated. Y'all don't understand. When this album was everywhere, like, the sun just looked different. Like, the sun shined different. The sky was bluer. Like, everything was so fun. It was when YouTube was first popping up. Nicki Minaj, Justin Bieber. It was just a different time, y'all. I miss this time so much, man. I miss it so much. I just wish I could just go back to 2011 and 2010 and 2012 so bad. Like, everything was less serious. You know what I'm saying? Like we was just figuring out the internet and stuff like that, and Twitter and YouTube, and we didn't really know what to do with social media, so we were just doing whatever, like posting little fun, goofy stuff. And everybody take stuff so serious nowadays, but back then, like man, nobody gave a fuck about nothing, man. But thank y'all for watching this video. Teenage Dream is one of the most iconic pop albums and greatest eras of all time. If y'all enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, share with somebody else. If y'all want another video about me really just highlighting and giving flowers and analyzing the era, you know, give me some suggestions down in the comments. We can do some other artists. But yeah, thank y'all for watching, and go stream Teenage Dream by Katy Perry.